Do you actually believe that your government will drop an electromagnetic pulse on its own citizens and not affect them? Really? Really? You must have lost your mind. As a matter of fact, there is no such thing as an EMP weapon. HAARP is an ionospheric heater, and electrons increases their temperature, and it is the most powerful ionospheric heater in the world. By altering the density of electrons in a specific region, scientists using HAARP can study how the ionosphere reacts to changing conditions. The research instrument transmits at frequencies between 2.7 and 10 megahertz with a power of 3.6 megawatts. It transmits radio waves upward into the ionosphere where they can cause electrons to move in waves. There are no long-term effects of heating. Since the ionosphere is inherently a turbulent medium that is being both stirred up and renewed by the sun, the artificial induced effects are quickly obliterated. These effects are no longer detectable after times ranging from less than a second to 10 minutes, depending on the height and where the effect is originally produced. HAARP draws its power from the local power grid. Now, during research operations, HAARP runs on its own generators, and it does not affect the Earth's weather. So y'all need to stop it. Since there is no interaction, there is no way to control the weather. The HAARP system is basically a large radio transmitter. Radio waves interact with electrical charges and currents and do not significantly interact with the troposphere. Since the ionospheric storms caused by the sun itself don't affect the weather on the surface, there's no chance that HAARP can either. HAARP cannot exert mind control over people. Now y'all need to shut that down. Neuroscience is a complex field of study carried out by medical professionals, not scientists and researchers at HAARP. HAARP cannot create chemtrails. Boy, y'all make me laugh. I remember the late Dick Gregory and Prince was talking all that crazy stuff, chemtrails. Man, y'all need to shut that down. Contrails are produced by condensation from the exhaust of jet engines, just as water coming from your car's tailpipe on a cold morning. HAARP does not produce water in the atmosphere and has no capability to release gases or liquids and does not interact with existing water in the clouds. The only weapon available that can produce an electromagnetic pulse is an atomic bomb. And they are so powerful today, no nation would dare to use it. Boom! Shakalaka. The most dangerous EMP is solar flares from the sun. It has the ability to fry all the satellites in orbit, then no nation on Earth has communication. Moreover, if the God of heaven and earth decides to intensify the flares, it will eliminate the ozone, which leaves no one the opportunity to even say goodbye. You must have lost your mind. This is contrails, or aviation vapor, not chemtrails, as conspiracy theories folks believe. The main reason planes dump fuel is to reduce their weight, which is especially important when it comes to landing safely. Aircraft have two major types of weight limits: the maximum takeoff weight and the maximum structural landing weight, with the maximum structural landing weight almost always being the lower of the two. This allows an aircraft on a normal routine flight to take off at a higher weight, consume fuel en route, and arrive at a lower weight. Landing above this weight may result in structural damage when landing, which would put everyone on the plane in danger. When you see this, it's because your city is in a flight pattern, as in the San Francisco Bay Area. Because we have 3 airports: SFO, Oakland, and San Jose. And Sacramento is only 75 miles away. Multiple patterns like these are usually flights coming over from Seattle and Portland, en route to LA, Long Beach, Ontario, Burbank, San Diego, Phoenix, Tucson, and Albuquerque. When you see it like this, you are near a military base. Temperature from car exhaust is from 200 to 600 degrees. So what do you expect to see when the air temperature is at 32 degrees or less? Hey, your own breath produces fog at 32 degrees or less. Jets fly at altitudes between 30,000 and 40,000 feet, and they are based on the aircraft's weight and the current atmospheric conditions. So what do you expect to see when the flight is at 30,000 feet? The outside temperature is a minus 48 degrees and a minus 67 degrees at 40,000 feet. EMPs do not have the ability to change the weather. I repeat, electromagnetic pulse do not have the ability to change the weather. If you believe that, then you do not trust God. Period. For you say to me, agree to disagree. Oh, really? You say you don't trust the government, yet you confess you're in this government. What is it? Isaiah 9 chapter verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. Boom, shakalaka. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. God has not given us the spirit of fear. God gave us power and of love and of a sound mind. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. 2 Corinthians 10 chapter verse 4 through 5. And be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Romans 12th chapter verse 2. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. Folks, your loins are below your navel, between your legs. So fix up the depth of your mind. Get deep. Be sober. And hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ.